A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us today on the show. Of course, we're picking the pieces now that the Super Eagles have ended a playoff sports. Thanks once again for joining us. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, tonight on the show, we will look at it from all angles. Nigeria's long but possible route to the FIFA 2026 World Cup. We'll talk about that for you on the show tonight. We will also talk about our powerlifters, what they're doing in Cairo. We will also talk about the league, also talk about the under-20. Everything seems to be falling in place for Morocco. What's happening with Morocco? What have they been doing? We'll talk about that all for you on the show. It's a two-man show. My colleague Austin Okonakwan is suited and ready as we go along on this ride.
Since to hear me, and of course our viewers joining us from all over the world, always an action-packed world of sports. Yes, I'm super excited on the show tonight because Nigeria's powerlifters are doing big things in Cairo, Egypt. For Lashade Oluwafemi, she broke another world record today. When we get into that conversation, we'll break it down. That means 8 gold medals now for Nigeria at the World Powerlifting Championships. And we'll get to listen to the powerlifters. They have words from Mr. President. Said, don't forget us. The same way you've been taking care of the other guys, please do the same. Yemi, you also talked about the Super Eagles and this glimmer of hope after they qualified for the playoffs, the CAF playoff. Right after that one, they will now go into the Inter-Confederations Championship. Yemi, I was analyzing this with a former Super Eagles player today. I would say by the time they qualify for the World Cup, they'll be gasping for air. They would have been so tired because it's a long journey. But hey, wouldn't we take this one, particularly with everything that they've been through? If they eventually make it to the World Cup, they might just tell the world a beautiful story.
They might. But we'll see. Let's quickly introduce our guest with us in the Lagos studio today. Bolu Omoni joins us today on the show. Greetings to you, Bolu. Thanks for finding time, as always, to be with us this lovely Thursday evening.
Yeah, good to be again. I've heard stories of now back door, Super Eagles won't take enter. Front door, back door, door na door. So long you get the chance to get into the World Cup. Let's see if the playoff will do justice for Super Eagles. But for now, we'll take what we have other than just sitting back at home.
All right, we'll take what we have other than just sitting back, and it's going to be a long journey. If we eventually make it, it will be a nice story at the end of the day. But let's start with something different. The 2030 Commonwealth Games, Nigeria put in a bid, but it didn't go our way. I will give you a confirmation of that. I'm just going to go across to the screen now and talk about it. Bolu was one of the few people that believed, yes, if we are given the hosting rights, we could, the bit divided opinion. But at the end of the day, India's city of Ahmedabad has been recommended, by the people in charge of looking at the facilities and everything, has been recommended as host for the 2030 edition of the game, the centenary of the Commonwealth Games. Bolu, let me come to you and ask you a question that is double-edged. First, are you surprised? Then, do you think the organizers felt our bid did not have merit?
So like you said, the truth is, people have spoken about we don't have the edifice. I tell people we have the edifice. Is it ready? Is now a different answer entirely. The Abuja Stadium can host everything. Then the annex will be the stadium in Lagos. Unfortunately, so I just don't like the fact that I now went to India. Why? India just hosted this event in 2010 in Delhi, but different cities, obviously. It's just, I knew we were never going to get the hosting right because it's like an anniversary edition, the centenary edition. If this was 2032, maybe if this was another year that doesn't have an anniversary significant, maybe we would have got it. But it just shows that we are growing in sports, we are getting right, but we are still not ready yet. According to organizers, maybe if we bid for another edition, we may get it. So to people that say we have the edifice, if it's now in good shape, that's a different answer entirely. I don't know.
As a Nigerian, you're not going to dodge my question. As a Nigerian, are you disappointed?
Nope, I'm not.
Okay. All right, let's ask the man who I think may be disappointed. Also, you were with the guys, you saw them up close, you felt their passion, they presented their bid, they had the backing from Mr. President. Went so close, but yet it remains so far for Africa to get a chance to host the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed. Big question mark on those guys who were part of the evaluation team, not because I'm Nigerian, because Africa deserves, to host the Commonwealth Games. Africa has produced memorable moments for the Commonwealth Games, and I thought about it that if South Africa had a chance to host with Durban and they had reasons to say it's not going to happen, then you should look towards Nigeria. And I was doing my research right after that report, and I found out that they don't necessarily want you to have facilities ready. They just want to fill the city and then promote, the values of the Commonwealth Games, which is to unite the Commonwealth nations together with the game. Ahmedabad is just like Lagos in Nigeria, and the fact that they were not putting forward New Delhi was a clear testament that they were trying to say, okay, we did this in 2010. Nigeria is pushing not just a Nigerian bid, an African bid. I thought we had a fantastic presentation. I thought we presented a bid that, was going to showcase the values of Africa, keep our reputation on the Commonwealth. And but yeah, they know why they didn't give it to Abuja 2030. But we shouldn't stop there. Whatever we had started putting in place to host this Commonwealth Games, be it, initiate stage of the project management process, be it the requirement gathering stage, be it knowledge sharing. You see, every lesson counts. Don't stop, Keep at it. We've hosted other competitions, but not as big as the Commonwealth Games.
Sure.
Maybe an opportunity for us. I know that they are planning that infrastructure drive with the FCT minister. Don't stop. I know there are plans to get the Abuja National Stadium proper. Don't stop. They didn't give us the bid, so everybody close shop, go back. No. Nigeria as a country, look at South Africa. They played at the Mbombela Stadium, the Orlando Stadium, the stadium in Cape Town, the Free State Stadium in Bloemfontein. They have about 10 solid stadiums. I don't want to get into Morocco. I don't want to go to Egypt. I don't want to go to Algeria. Nigeria is too big as a country, too blessed as a country to have just the Godswill Akpabio Stadium in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State to be hosting important games. So we should look into that, because in all of this World Cup qualifying experience, Yemi and Bolu, if we had a proper stadium in Nigeria aside the Godswill Akpabio Stadium, that's where Benin Republic would have chosen to play. Let's reflect.
All right. Looking at everything, there's a statement put out by those who were in charge of looking at everything. So let's quickly read that statement. It's not all doom and gloom. We shouldn't say they didn't give Nigeria because we were not prepared, because a lot of people were coming to town with that. And also explain the criteria. But let's just put this statement in perspective. I mean, also rightly, let us know that, look, they're not really looking at how you are now. They're just looking at your capacity to be able to do it. And so, according to a statement from the Commonwealth Sports, cities were assessed based on the technical delivery, athlete experience, infrastructure, governance, and alignment with Commonwealth values. This was the basis. And they acknowledge, this is very important and it should gladden your heart as a Nigerian. The body also confirmed plans to support and accelerate Nigeria's hosting ambitions for future editions, potentially in 2034. And I guess that's where Bolu is coming from. That if it wasn't the centenary, maybe we probably could have nicked it.
It's very possible this is the 100th anniversary. They would definitely want something different. Check out all the criteria. We qualify, we ticked the box for everything. Almost all of them, maybe missing out in one or two. So I'm sure they would have thought about it that, these guys have almost what it takes. Even possible that we have everything it takes. Just that mindset, okay, because this is an anniversary edition, probably the next one we can push it there. And like Austin rightly mentioned, Africa is due a Commonwealth Games, and it will be excitingly interesting if Nigeria are the first African country to host the Commonwealth Games.
All right, let's see. All right, let's move on now. I guess we're done with the Commonwealth Games. We don't really like what happened, but of course we have to move on from that. All right, let's come home now and talk about the Amuwo Games, the organizers. Of course, I've been talking. They've been, they've announced this year's edition. And of course, it will hold from November 1st to 23rd at Amuwo, the local government area of Lagos State. You can see pictures of that. More than 500 athletes from 8 teams are expected to vie for honors in football, volleyball, basketball, lawn tennis, and table tennis, chess, Scrabble, athletics, and cycling, as you can see on your screen. This year's team, Council Scam Culture, I like that, Council Scam Culture, reflects a bold commitment to social reform through sport, targeting issues of integrity, accountability, and youth empowerment. The Lagos State Sports Commission has pledged continued support for the initiative. Let's quickly take some reactions. The organizers had a few words to say. We'll come back to react to some of the things we're going to hear.
In 2025, our goals are clear. The visions and missions has been expressly passed across to each and every one of you. We'll be engaging over 50,000 residents during 8 thrilling days of sports in the month of November, which is going to be next month. And the theme is Council Scam Culture. I like this theme. The theme again is Council Scam Culture. Just in promoting integrity, discipline, and accountability amongst our youths. We're going to be featuring about 15 sports in this year Amuwo Games, ranging from football. We're going to be also involving ourselves in athletic swimming. We're going to be playing chess. We're going to be having cycling and, of course, video games. And it's just to strengthen partnership among governments, private sponsors, and community leaders, all to sustainable of our youth's development.
It's about showcasing vibrancy of our communities and the power of collaboration between the government, the private sector, and the civil society. We are grateful to our sponsors and our partners who continue to believe in our vision. Your support has enabled us to keep the registration free. The registration has been free of charge, and then you've also helped us to provide medical and technical screening for athletes year on year. And with this, we're able to deliver world-class experience for everyone involved. We invite every resident of Amuwo Odofin to be a part of this celebration of sports, unity, and purpose.
All right, that's an invitation to everyone to be a part of it. I like the team, Council Scam Culture. That's a scourge the nation is battling with, something we're trying to not allow stick on us as people. I guess that's why the organizers are going with that. I mean, also that as somebody who is big on grassroots, this is also something that we gladden the heart of any sports lover, local government, being able to put this together. You're talking about 15 sporting events, 500 athletes. It's heartwarming, really.
I like the way the last guy landed. He said something about uniting communities and shaping values. I keep saying it that it's time to start going away from let's just go and compete. Yes, they're going to compete at the Amuwo Games, but look at what they are using sports to do for the community. Council Scam Culture. They're passing a strong message, and that's what sports can do. A tool for social cohesion, a tool to unite, the country. And look at young persons right there. As they're playing basketball, as they're engaging in those 15 sports, they are reminding themselves that they need to be responsible, members of society. That scam isn't going to take them anywhere. That we shouldn't promote such culture, and sports has got what it takes to imbibe such values and make them, special persons in their communities. I like it so much, particularly shout out to Seun Ayeni and his team. They've been consistent with this. You know, I grew up in Festac Town. That's my local government right there. And I know what it means. You know, back in the day, I used to play football right here. The nickname for it is Suki. It has produced superstars, you know what I mean? As I see this video, my dreams of becoming a footballer is beginning to, you know, come alive again. Bolu, this is what we should be doing with sports. We should be using it to empower lives, to, you know, promote youth development, and most importantly, build a community, a country that will be proud of, Bolu.
I remember when this Amuwo Games started, I think I started following from the second edition. Now look at what they have. Even the local government chairman is speaking with them at the press. It shows growth and it shows the importance of this theme. It's not just, oh, Ghana boys, let's play and move on. No, it's beyond football. It's beyond just basketball. It's a community development. And that's the definition of grassroots. Some people think, oh, grassroots will just pack some small boys together, let's move on. No, it's the unity, bringing people in an environment together, let people grow together. And if you now have even sponsors of different sports, different events, you can easily catch them young at events like this. Austin spoke about the dream of being a footballer coming back. That is you. Then imagine a younger person, maybe a teenager, thinking, oh, maybe this is my opportunity. It's one of the reasons why I always love anything that has to do with grassroots, especially the one that involves young athletes. It gives you hope. It gives you the chance that, oh, you may play this, for example, as a football player. A coach or a scout in the NPFL may come and say, oh, this is the player I want. From then on, who knows? You may be the next superstar for Super Eagles. So this is an advice to everyone competing. Don't just think, let's just gather ourselves, play a competition and win money. No, this may be your chance to become the next superstar.
That's right. I love it so much. You know, Yemi and Bolu, you see that picture. Producer, please go back to that video. I played football right there. I was one of the superstars in Festac Town. I played 5-a-side right here on this ground. When Austin is coming, they know the superstar is approaching. Now I feel like lacing my boots again, guys.
You can do that in your dreams. I think you're more interested in a lot of other things now, but of course your story will inspire a lot of people to you know, do all of this. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy the level this has gone, and I'm very sure some young lads who want to do this at the high level will get the chance through this Amuwo Games. And so also, let's quickly go to Cairo. We're probably about to go on the break, but you were so excited to talk about the powerlifters. I guess the floor is yours now.
I'm so excited, yeah, you know, because when we talk about special sports, again, it highlights the power of sports to transform lives. And when we talk about powerlifters, people don't understand. You see those guys, those ladies, confined to wheelchairs, yet unstoppable. Just look at her. Folashade Oluwafemiayo. She won't just stop breaking records. She broke her own record that she created at the Tokyo Olympics. 1 year after, she lifted an incredible 168 kg power lift to set a new world record in the women's over 86 kg category. What a story for Folashade Oluwafemiayo. She's unstoppable. She's now a 4-time world champion and 2-time Paralympic champion, with her most recent Paralympic goal, as I mentioned before, coming from the Paris Olympics last year. I'm so, you know, look, I don't know, each time I try to talk about these guys, I want to report their results. It tell an inspiring, motivational story. And it's not just for Folashade Oluwafemiayo. You know, Ferdinand Rita just competed at the global stage for the first time, gave us a gold medal. Esther Onyema had not won a world championship in 10 years, and she was going to a new category, and she won gold. And these guys, they're not just winning gold medals, they are Yemi and Bolu. If you check, you will see that they are wearing 2 gold medals. So after winning the category, the overall results, nobody comes close. They give them another gold medal. So Nigeria on the medals table now, I've gotten 8 medals, and it's just so good. And let me say this, it's not about even the gold, silver, or bronze, because I see people are so big about those medals. It is that these guys, despite their condition, despite their situation, they're going out there to, you know, empower persons, to say, look, when life puts you down, you cannot stay down. Let's go on this quick break. When we come back, we'll listen to them. They have a simple message from Mr. President. When we come back home, take care of us. Don't go anywhere. Day.
I want to say a very big thank you to the National Sports Commission for sponsoring us for a competition, World Powerlifting World Championship, which is ongoing in the city of Cairo, Egypt. I want to say a very big thank you for always being there for us. By God's grace, I made a silver medal in my category, 50 kg category female. And as I speak to you right now, Nigeria is the second the medal table. But by God's grace, we are praying very earnestly that before the ending of this competition, we will come. And I want to thank all the Nigerians for standing behind us. We say very big thank you to you. And to Mr. President, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we say very big thank you. And please, Mr. President, we want to tell you that this cup, we will be awarding it to you. When we come back to Nigeria, we will be very much glad to bring the cup to the Aso Rock for you to touch it.
World Championship. This is not ordinary competition. It's a world championship where about 75 countries are present in the world. So I believe you see it that it's not easy for us to be here. Thank you, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, Sports Commission. Right now, as I speak, we are number 2 in the world. And in my category, 55 kg, I won the gold medal there, number 1 in the world.
I came number 1 in my category, and as of today, Nigeria came number 2 in the whole wide world. Among 74 countries, we came number 2. And I also want to thank Mr. President for his support towards this journey. And we applaud him to welcome us with broad hands. There is ability in our disability.
I totally agree. Shout out to Nigerian powerlifters right there in Cairo, Egypt. First, you listened to Esther Nwogu. She got a silver medal. And then the legendary Esther Onyema, still going strong. 2 gold medals on her neck. And then there was Rita Ferdinand, all making the country so proud. Bolu, they have said to Mr. President, this is a world championship. Take care of us. We want you to touch it, to feel it. And I've said it goes beyond even giving the medals to the country. They are inspiring and motivating lives, Bolu.
Well, they said the message without saying the message. And like, you know that phrase, who has an ear, let him hear what the wise words say. But the truth is, you can't even compare our para-athletes in Nigeria here or Africa at large with the rest of the world. Most of the time, those that got there from childbirth, there's a system that works for them. Here, you will hustle yourself. You go through the rigor. You can probably go through hate, go through many things to get to that level. That's why sometimes when Femi is like, hey, this one, you know that balance with that here. That's what she goes with, that vibe. She keeps breaking record upon record. And I don't think, not even think, they are not going to get the 100K like the other, but even if it's $10,000, these ladies, men have to get something. I'm never scared about Nigerian para-athletes. Any events, Paralympics, I'm never scared about them because I know they will always come home with something. And they look at the confidence at which they were speaking. Don't worry, we want to come home as number 1. That's determination, that's the vibe, that's the spirit, that's the heart of a champion. I hope they really get it and bring the championship home at the end of the day. Then, of course, like they promised, the president will touch it. Then after touching, there should be another touching.
All right, the message is loud and clear. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's move on now and talk about the playoffs. It is now confirmed. Austin was trying to tell us to be careful on Tuesday, and I told him there's nothing to be careful about. We are in this thing already. So now let's quickly talk about the confirmation and the route that we will have to take to get to the World Cup. Let's just quickly go across, and this is how it works. Playoffs for the CAF teams. The journey, simply put, is still a bit long. We'll have to get through the CAF playoffs. They'll also go to the Intercontinental playoffs, just like Austin said. But this is how it starts. Nigeria, we're playing against Gabon, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's Gabon. Some people have said it's just Gabon. The same way it was just Zimbabwe. The same way it was just Lesotho. Anyway, so Cameroon up against DR Congo. It's a winner takes all situation. Winner 1 takes on winner 2. And of course, the winner of winner 1, winner 2 goes to the Intercontinental playoff. So on November 16th, winner to proceed to the Intercontinental playoffs scheduled for Mexican cities of Guadalajara and Monterrey in March next year. At the Intercontinental playoff tournament, 6 teams will battle for 2 tickets. The rankings that we all despise, that is when we will appreciate the rankings when you get to the Intercontinental playoffs, because the 2 lowest ranked teams will have to knock themselves out. Then, of course, you're going to have 4 teams. 4 teams will play, knock themselves out to 2. Then the remaining 2 play, and the winners will emerge. The teams are Africa's winner, Bolivia, New Caledonia, winner of the Asian playoff between Iraq and the United Arab Emirates, and 2 of Jamaica, Costa Rica, and Panama from the North American region. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of that pans out. And now, before I get Bolu's thoughts, before Austin comes into it, before I say a few words, let's see the teams that have qualified. This is where Nigeria should have been. It must not be lost on us. This is where Nigeria should have been. The hosts, 3 of them, Canada, Mexico, and the United States, will be co-hosting the next edition of the World Cup. That's in 2026. All right, let's see the teams that have qualified in Africa: Algeria, Cape Verde, Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt, Ghana, Morocco, Senegal, South Africa, and Tunisia are the 9 teams that have qualified. It's a shame Nigeria is not there, but of course there is still hope that we can make it to the Mondial. All right, let's look at other confederations in Asia: Australia, Iran, Japan, Jordan, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, and Uzbekistan. 8 teams qualified from Asia. Of course, in Europe, 1 team has already qualified, and that's England. Many others will join, but with matches still left to play, England already got the job done. Oceania, usual suspects. New Zealand have qualified. I feel so happy for Oceania because the route is always very difficult for them. You win the continent, go to playoffs, but now they get a direct automatic slot, and New Zealand, gets that opportunity. South America, the keenly contested Commonwealth zone. You have Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Paraguay, and Uruguay all making it through. So these are the teams that have qualified. And so, Bolu, let's go back to the little matter of the playoffs. Let's not kid ourselves. It's not going to be easy.
I've heard many things. All these ones, Nigeria will work. I'm more scared of Gabon than any other thing. If you follow Gabon's group.
So people are already talking about Cameroon without even talking about Gabon.
Gabon were neck to neck with Ivory Coast in their group. In fact, they have 2 players. Both of them have 15 goals. Talk about Dennis Boyanga and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I'm not even sure Nigeria scored more than 50 or there, but they have goal scorers in their team. Unlike Nigeria, for example, if you stop Dennis, Aubameyang can score. If you stop Aubameyang, Dennis can score. But it looks like if you stop Victor Osimhen from scoring from Nigeria, nobody is there again. We have what it takes. We have the players, we have the squad. But if we display the same thing we gave against Benin Republic, it should be a walkover. But we know that performance, based on what we know, probably happens once in a while. I hope they can continue. But now they know what is really at stake. Probably they realize later on that, oh, guys, we've messed up. We need to pick ourselves up. They needed 4 goals. And they got the 4 goals. Now they are in the playoff. Like I said, the back door is still a door. Make sure you get yourself into the World Cup. It's going to be very tough. I think if they can walk through the Gabon, the rest will still be tough, but it should be a bit easier. Again, 1 step at a time. We have Gabon in front of us first. Let's see them walk past Gabon, then we can now talk about the final. All
right, let me go to Austin. Austin, one thing we can all agree on, if we're going to make it to the World Cup, that performance against Benin Republic, especially the aspect of the goals, the aspect of taking your chance, your chances, it has to be a constant team in all of the games we're going to play.
I totally agree, Emi. You know, when I spoke to Coach Eric Schell, I think May 31st, right after the Unity Cup win in London, I said that his team is lacking momentum, and he said he's looking for that one big win, and then they will sustain it. Now, when they got the win against Rwanda in Kigali, remember that 2-0 win, Victor Osimhen brace, we got an early goal, and then we scored another goal, halftime 2-0 lead. I thought they were going to sustain that momentum. I thought that was a good performance because we're like, okay, something is coming. But guys, brace up. They played Zimbabwe next and considered a late goal. That Chirewa's goal is I still see it in my head. That second slip, and Chirewa just got a free chance to score. And that game ended 1-1. It wasn't about that 1-1 result. It was that they dropped momentum. That you cannot consider that time. And so they had to go back to go and start building. Now, until that Rwanda's win, Yemi and Bolu, the Super Eagles had not scored 2 goals. In a qualifier for the World Cup, they had not scored 2 goals. So this 4-0 win against Benin is the perfect mood to take into the qualifiers. They need to be consistent. They need to sustain that momentum. They need to keep that team spirit we saw. 3 minutes into a match, Super Eagles scored goals. I said, I lie. I say, what's going on? The sales team, we are not done. Scored another one, came back, scored 2 more in second half. That's the sort of performance we want to see. And at the playoffs now, everybody is coming with everything that they have. When we know African football, they will play the negative football, wait to catch you on the counter, and then punish you. On paper, those other 3 teams, they know they shouldn't be beating Nigeria. They know. Right now, where our football is, it's an absolute crime to be afraid of Cameroon. No disrespect to DR Congo and Gabon. So, easy peasy, all those people who play betting, they are putting their money on Nigeria. They cannot fail. And now the ranking has done good for us. So when we go to the Intercontinental, it looks like it's still going to be easy. They need to stay focused. NFF, do your part. Media, do your part. I closed shop before, but after that win against Lesotho, I opened the shop and said I'm back for business. So they don't have any chance now to disappoint anyone. It's going to be a long route, but if it's a route that will take you to the World Cup, Bolu, how do we say it back home? Half bread is better than what again?
Half bread is better than anything, man. Half bread is sometimes better than even puff-puff. Make sure you get your stomach filled. The truth is, I gave 0 chance based on how we've gone all through. Then when the opportunity came, when the explanation of the points deduction, if we can finish second came about, come on, bring it on. Like I've said earlier, no matter how you enter the house, get yourself into it. And that's what I hope the players know. That, like Austin mentioned, 4-0 now should build momentum. I believe if they can beat Gabon, I think they should do well to qualify. Based on the rankings now, Nigeria should make it direct to the final, in the Inter-Confederations final playoff if they make it through it. Because all the teams that are in the conversation for that, Nigeria are better ranked than them, except anything changed before March. But as of now, Nigeria will have 1 game. Yeah. So, but the hurdle for me now is this Gabon. If they can go through Gabon, they should do well to.
Well, let's listen to the captain of the team, William Troost-Ekong, share his thoughts. Come back to talk on some other issues relating to the world of sports.
Responsibility is part of being part of the team, and today many players stood up and they took their responsibility, and we have seen that throughout these qualifiers. I think one other thing that I want to add to that is that it's not good, I think, when players get criticised in the way that they have been done, because I think we try to single out players too often. I think everyone is trying. To come back to your point about where has this been, I think that it's been something that needed some time. We have seen in this qualifications we had 4 different coaches. I think people are also easy to forget that. There's been so much change within this team, but the boys are trying, and they're really trying. They're giving their everything, and you will see that the team will improve with time. It's not easy when we're together only for 6 days, 7 days, and we have 2 games traveling all over Africa, and it's part of it. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, that's part of the job, but hopefully the more time we spend together and the more time we work with the coach, the team will continue to improve, and we have big targets ahead ahead next month, but then also in December, January with the AFCON, and then hopefully before the game, mistakes are part of the game. And the one thing that I don't want for this team is for anyone to feel scared to make a mistake, because we have so much personality and you need everyone to be able to give everything at all time to make the difference. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't, but we are one big family and we're together and we feel the support now of 270.
All right, welcome back. We're done with the Super Eagles. Let's move on. Still talking about rewards and awards. Let's go to Cross River State, where the governor of the state, Governor Basio Otu, has rewarded Super Falcon star Miracle Sani with a cash gift of 50 million naira and, of course, a plot of land in Calabar and an appointment as a sports ambassador of the state. So we're not done hearing about things happening for the players of the Super Falcons, a plot of land, 50 million naira, an appointment as a sports ambassador. Let's quickly take some reactions from that. We'll come back for more.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
My journey is not easy growing up playing football, because they do tell me that playing football as a female, you turn to male. Yeah, you won't get married. That was the mindset of Uge people. That was the mindset of every parent. So it was not easy for me growing up, but I was very stubborn. All the time I would go to play football with boys, even though there was no female team in the club, but I do go to play with boys. But here I am today as a star representing Nigeria. Playing at the World Cup 2022 was not easy also, but I scored 2 goals in 6 matches. I won the bronze medal 2022, and I also traveled to Spain to La Liga Academy, where I studied, and I came back and I played for Edo Queens. I was among the best 11 for the CAF Champions League, and 2025 I was awarded as among the 25 best tender age kids in the world. Today standing here is a 10-time WAFCON winner.
We're here to celebrate Miracle so that other kids will look at her and know that there is hope. And that what God cannot do does not exist at all. Our prayers will continue to be with you because you're still very, very young, and we believe you're going to do even more. Your team regime or your professional regime will not allow you to look at the boss as a manager, so we look at the manager and know what is happening to you. We'll keep track of what you're doing. We waited any time you're around the country. We'd like to receive you. That will do a 50 million naira and then a plot of land. It is on our VVIP list of protocol, so anytime we do something, we'll be inviting you. So wherever you are, whether it's in faith or whether it's endeavor to come. Or you can, your mommy and daddy can show up and enjoy what you've been able to do for them.
All right. Congratulations to Miracle Oseni, and of course, you listened to the governor of Cross River State, Basio Otu, was speaking there, and of course, giving her the gifts. All right, let's come to the Nigeria Premier Football League. That's going to be our parting shot on the show. There are 2 types of managers, they say, the ones that have been sacked and the ones that are waiting to be sacked. It doesn't matter if you're just being employed. That's the nature of coaching. All right. But on your screen, you can see Bendel Insurance. the Bini Arsenal, that's what they call them now, of course, unveiling their new man. Kennedy Boboye is the new manager of the Bini Arsenal. Talking about Bendel Insurance, as you can see from your picture. Austin, as we get set to go, probably we'll get a chance to listen to the man. But your thoughts on this one?
That's a good one, experienced manager, but he has questions to answer when I meet him, particularly what happened with Aqua United and that relegation. But I've got so much respect for him. NPFL title winner, played the game of football, very humble guy, knowledgeable, intelligent. I like this one because I've always said it that for the league to get competitive, it goes beyond players. We should also have qualified coaches. Let's listen to Kennedy Boboye right after being unveiled as the new coach of Bendel Insurance.
This moment is not just about announcing a name. It is a decisive step in our ongoing efforts to rebuild and reposition this great club, not just as a participant in the Nigeria Professional Football League, but as a consistent contender, a force to be reckoned with. Bendel Insurance is not a mid-table team. We are a club with history, with heritage, with a passion following. Our fans, our sponsors, and the good people of Edo State deserve more, and we are committed to giving them more.
When you see you are sending your people to the battle and you see them dying, you have to approach it in a different way. I think that is what the management, the Sports Commission have done. And that's the reason why we are seeing the unveiling of the coach today. That means the Sports Commission and the management team is working and knows the problems. And I'm very convinced that having tackled it now, we are going to start winning and winning and winning.
Yeah, that's it. Kennedy Boboye is definitely Dambolu. I don't know if you have time to respond to it, but he has a lot of work to do. After 8 matches, Bendel Insurance, the 19th on the log with just 1 win. So he's joining at the right time. No excuses. Try to stabilize the team and see how to get Bendel Insurance winning again. Best wishes, Kennedy Boboye. That's the show. In London, I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, let's keep talking sports. Bye for now.
So up here in Lagos, time will not allow us to talk about the final of the FIFA Under-20. Morocco trying to emulate Ghana as the only African team that has won that tournament. We'll see what happens over the weekend. First, I want to thank Bolu for his time on the show.
Yeah, it's not a pleasure come around, and I wish I can we all the best. Let's see if we can make them survive. 30 more matches to go. It definitely can.
All right, so that's the show for today. Still one more edition for the week. That will be tomorrow. But for now, enjoy the rest of the day. We'll see you again tomorrow. And be ready. Bye. Bye now.